What's going on YouTube? Super Insane 18 here, and today I am bringing you the promised combo tutorial for the Floowandereeze deck profile. And not only am I going to be giving you combos, I am just going to be giving you guys some niche interactions as well, so let's go ahead and jump on into it. Starting things off with the bread and butter combo, it is a one-card combo as most decks are nowadays, and it starts with Robina. What we do is we normal summon the Robina and activate the Robina effect to add a copy of Eaglin to our hand from the deck. Then we immediately get an additional normal summon, so we normal summon the Eaglin we just searched. Eaglin will then search us a copy of Empin and give us another immediate and normal summon, so we will tribute both of the little birds, and they do get banished when they leave the field, to summon out the copy of Empin. Here we'll activate the Empin as Chainlink 1 and the Eaglin as Chainlink 2. We are not going to activate the Robina because we want it in graveyard for what I will explain to you guys a little bit later on. Eaglin will add back to hand, and Empin will add us the copy of Dreaming Town from our deck. We will set our copy of Dreaming Town and pass our turn, and this might not seem that threatening, but this is actually a full setup. So you have Empin, which is a skill drain on legs for all attack position monsters, and if it battles an opponent's monster, you can banish a card from your hand to half the battling monster, so the one that your opponent controls. And we do have 5 cards in hand, Eaglin is one of them, and why this is so threatening is because on our opponent's turn, we can activate the effect of Dreaming Town, normal summoning our Eaglin. We will activate Eaglin as Chainlink 1, and this is why we wanted to leave the Robina banished, because Robina will become Chainlink 2, making sure that we can chain block this if they happen to draw something like an Ash return. The Robina will add back to hand, and the Eaglin can add us either a copy of Apex Avion or Ryza the Mega Monarch. It really depends on the situation. Do you want to spin cards your opponent has, or do you want an Omni Negate? Typically, more often than not, as weird as it sounds, being able to spin cards is a little bit more threatening. So for example's sake, let's go ahead and add the Ryza, and then we immediately get a normal summon, so we will normal summon out the Robina. Robina has to activate for us to get an additional summon, so we will activate the Robina, adding a level 4 or lower. So just for example's sake, we will add the barrier statue, and then we can immediately tribute both of these for the copy of Ryza. Now we can use Ryza as Chainlink 1 and Eaglin as Chainlink 2, and the cool part here is because Ryza was tributed using the Wind for Eaglin, we actually get 3 bounces. So now we have the skill drain, 3 bounces, this is in our graveyard, Eaglin will be back in our hand, and we still have full combo on the next turn. Now, combo number 2 is going to be Floowandereeze and the Magnificent Map plus Token. Technically speaking, the Token can be any of your other level 1 Flundereeze cards, but it is a little bit iffy because you need to be able to resolve its effects. Like if it's Dree, you have to have something in the graveyard already, but if it's any of the others, it is the exact same. But what we will do is we will activate the copy of Magnificent Map and reveal our copy of Token. This will make us banish a copy of Robina from our deck, and then we immediately summon the Token. Now we can activate the Token effect, we cannot activate the Robina effect. If we activate the Robina effect, Token will not resolve and we will not get another normal summon, which realistically doesn't matter because this used an additional summon, so we still technically have our normal summon, but we'll activate Token effect, adding back the Robina and immediately normal summoning it. Same as the first combo, we're going to Robina into Eaglin, Eaglin into Empin, and then tribute both for Empin, activating Empin as Chainlink 1 and Eaglin as Chainlink 2. Eaglin will add back to hand, Empin will get us Dreaming Town, and then what we can do now is set the Dreaming Town and pass our turn, ending pretty much on the exact same thing that we did for combo number 1. Combo number 3 is a 2-card combo that is highly interchangeable. You need either Robina or Eaglin, does not matter which one, and either one of these 3 cards, being the Field Spell, your Terraforming, or your Gold Sark, and it will end you on the same board regardless. Just for simplicity's sake, to show you guys the most simple version of it, we are going to start with the Field Spell and Robina. So you activate your copy of Magnificent Map, revealing the Robina and banishing your copy of Eaglin from deck, immediately normal summoning the Robina. Robina will act as Chainlink 1 and Eaglin will act as Chainlink 2. Eaglin adds back to your hand, and Robina adds you a copy of Barrier Statue of Stormwinds. You then immediately get another normal summon, so you normal summon your Eaglin, activating the Eaglin effect to add you a copy of Empin. With your additional normal summon, you're going to tribute the Robina and the Eaglin for your copy of Empin, and then here you will have Empin Chainlink 1, Robina Chainlink 2. Robina will add back to your hand, Empin will add you a copy of Dreaming Town, and you will be able to normal summon your copy of Stormwinds. Now you can set your Dreaming Town, and what this does is it puts you in a position where on your next turn you can Dreaming Town for the Robina, get your Eaglin back, Eaglin search your Ryza, and Ryza will spin away whatever they normal summon, so in theory they can't out your Stormwinds. Aside from that, you still have your skill drain effect in Empen, and you can just recur all of your resources to do it again on the next turn. Here is another combo with the Magnificent Map and Token. You do need to be a little bit careful because you do have to have other cards in your hand for this to really go anywhere. This is more so an interaction than a combo, but Magnificent Map, when you reveal your level 1 Flundereeze, so in this case we will reveal the Token, you can actually banish any card, not just monster. So here we will banish the Unexplored Winds and summon out the Token. Token effect will activate, adding the Unexplored Winds to our hand, and then we do get another normal summon. So if you have something like Robina or Eaglin in your hand, you were able to just search any card that you wanted that has Flundereeze in its name and still get your combo on board. So now we're going to take a step away from combos and look at some more interaction type plays that you can make. So here we're going to assume that your opponent has something like Infinite Impermanence or Effect Veiler because they essentially do the same thing, but if you have Book of Moon, you can really play around it in a cool way. So you will normal summon your Robina and activate the effect, and let's say your opponent hits you with the Infinite Impermanence. What you can do is, to the Infinite Impermanence, you can chain the Book of Moon, putting the Robina face down. Now, since Robina was face down before the Impermanence resolved because of how Chainlink Order works, Robina is no longer face up and therefore can no longer be negated. Robina will still go through, adding you your copy of Eaglin. You get to normal your copy of Eaglin, get your copy of Empen, and you can still tribute both for the Eaglin or for the Empen. The only thing that matters is the Eaglin will get banished, but the Robina will go to graveyard. You still get your Empen as Chainlink 1 and your Eaglin as Chainlink 2. Eaglin adds back, you get your copy of Dreaming Town, and you're in relatively the same scenario you would have been if you were just doing the same turn 1 combo that I showed you. The only difference is Robina is engraved because they have to be face up when they leave the field in order to get banished, but that really isn't that big of a deal because you still have a ton of other cards in your hand, and if you have any of your other Flundereeze cards, then you're still in a phenomenal position. So instead of an interaction, we are going to show you a combo using Book of Moon, and you need both of your birds, but the birds can be interchanged with either Gold Sark or the field spell, just any way to get the other bird that you don't have. And what you're going to do is you're going to normal summon your Robina, activating the effect, and because you already have the Eaglin, you're going to search a copy of Stormwinds. Now you normal summon your Eaglin, and using its effect, you're going to add your copy of Empen, tributing both for your Empen. Here you'll activate Empen as Chainlink 1 and Eaglin as Chainlink 2, adding the Eaglin back to your hand, and Empen adding the copy of Dreaming Town. We get an additional normal summon off the Empen, so we will normal summon the Stormwinds, and then we will set both Dreaming Town and Book of Moon and pass our turn. Now what this does is it actually allows us to go for an Omni Negate rather than the Ryza, because we don't need to worry about spinning our opponent's normal summon since we can simply Book of Moon it. So we Book of Moon our opponent's normal summon, and that means that they're still locked under the barrier statue. Then we activate the Dreaming Town, adding Eaglin. Eaglin activates Chainlink 1, Robina activates Chainlink 2. Eaglin will add the copy of Apex Avion to your hand, and then you will normal summon the Robina. Robina effect will activate. You have to add any copy of level 4 or lower to get your additional normal summon. Then you just tribute both of these and you put an Omni Negate on field. You can use the Eaglin effect to add it back to your hand, and now they're not only locked under no special summons, but you have an Omni Negate on top of a skill drain as well. This is an interaction that actually requires a little bit of setup, but it is something that is still very doable. What it's going to be is your typical Robina combo ending on the Empen with the Dreaming Town, but you activated Dimension Shifter during your turn. So what this will do for you is you can, on your opponent's turn, activate the Dreaming Town and summon the Eaglin. Eaglin will be Chainlink 1 and Robina will be Chainlink 2. You will add the Robina to hand, and Eaglin will add you a copy of Rise of the Mega Monarch. Here you will additional normal summon into your Robina, and Robina effect will activate, adding you your copy of any level 4 or lower, does not matter which one, and then you immediately tribute both for your Ryza. You will go Ryza Chainlink 1, Eaglin Chainlink 2, Eaglin adds back to hand, and this is where it gets a little bad-mannered. If you are enough ahead in advantage of your opponent, you can return something on the field that they control, and then you can return the Dimension Shifter to the top of the deck for you, and then return the Ryza to your hand. Since you tributed a wind, you do get that third return, and this means that for your turn, you're going to normal summon your Dimension Shifter, which means you can just infinitely put them underneath Macro Cosmo, because what's going to happen now is on your turn, you can continue to do your Eaglin, Robina, get your Apex Avion, and on your opponent's turn, you're going to do it all again, putting Ryza on field, adding the Dimension Shifter back to the top of your deck, putting the Ryza back in your hand and you're infinitely under a Macrocosmo-like effect, and that can just completely demolish certain decks. And finishing off this video, there is just an interaction I want to show you guys, which is how to recur your Empen, because this is one of the questions I've been asked a lot since the deck only plays one. If you have Stree and Talkin with your Empen in graveyard, you can get your Empen. You normal summon the Stree to banish the Empen, immediately get a normal summon, go into your Talkin effect, add the Empen back to hand, tribute both for Empen, and there you have it. You just got your Empen back. Now, this combo can technically be used to recur any of your Floowandereeze cards that are in the grave. If you have a spell or trap that you just want to add back, you can do the exact same thing, but typically, more often than not, this will be used for the Empen to make sure that you can always have it on the field. And there you guys have it. Those are some combos and interactions for the Floowandereeze deck profile, and it is just scratching the surface. There still is a ton of other interactions and combos that I can show you, but I'm running out of time for this video, so maybe I'll bring you guys another one if this does well. So if you want to see some more combos, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and maybe consider backing me on Patreon. For just $1, you can support the channel in ways that words cannot describe, and I would appreciate it more than I can even describe as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.